Okay, very good evening and a warm welcome to the Buddhist Mahavira's Facebook page. We are here this evening to be with us in the BMW's Dhammadana series. And today is also a special day. Today is actually the Poson full moon, which is celebrated quite grandly in Sri Lanka because this is the day that Arahan Mahinda landed in Sri Lanka, and this was the start of Buddhism in Sri Lanka through Arahant Mahinda. And if you recall, last Sunday we had a very distinguished speaker in Bhante Gnanawasa, and we had trouble with the internet on last Sunday, and we had to cancel that talk, and we decided to postpone it till today. I made sure it was on a postponed day so that we have a Dhamma sermon at least on a postponed full moon. But as you know, things don't normally go the way you want it, and we have been having a lot of trouble with the internet. Even here in Malaysia, I think the internet services are not very good at the moment. But all the same, we have somehow tried to overcome our difficulties and challenges. So what I did was I got Bhante Yanawasa to send me a video of the Dhamma talk, which I will play for you this evening, and that too took a while to be sent because there was no internet in the area where Bhante Yanawasa is. So the video came in pieces around 6 p.m. this evening, and I had to edit it. He came in 4 parts, and I had to edit the video, and I just finished it a couple of minutes ago. So just in time for this evening's Dhamma sharing. For those of you who are not familiar with this evening's speaker, let me quickly read his profile. Just give me a minute. Let me find his profile. Yes, here it is. Now, Bhante Gnanawasa actually has been at Buddhist Mahavihara once. He has come, I think, in early 2020. Before the pandemic, he was here. And he actually conducted 3 weeks. He was here with us for 3 weeks and had conducted many Dhamma sermons whilst at Buddhist Mahavihara. And we have kept in touch with him, and he has been very gracious to provide his services whenever we require to give us Dhamma talks, either on the suttas or today will be on the Dhammapada. Bhante Minuwangoda Gnanawasa is a university lecturer for education sciences at the Department of Social Sciences and Cultural Studies under the Faculty of Languages and Cultural Studies at the Bhikshu University in Anuradhapura, Sri Lanka. He had completed his Bachelor of Education degree in Education Science from the University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, and is currently following his MA in Education from the Bhikshu University of Sri Lanka in the English medium. He has written many research articles to many local and foreign academic journals, magazines, and done research presentations at international and national conferences. He has presented his research findings in countries like Vietnam, Australia, and Sri Lanka, while holding many responsibilities in the university at present. Apart from his academic duties, he is a well-known Buddhist missionary in Sri Lanka, preaching over national TV channels and also radio stations. He has the ability to preach in both Sinhala and English languages and conduct spiritual programs locally as well as overseas when he is invited. With that profile, now let's go to tonight's Dhamma sharing. As I mentioned, this is actually a pre-recorded video. I'll try to get Bhante to come at the end of this session to do the Q&A. I hope the internet in Sri Lanka, in Anuradhapura where he is, will be good by the time this video ends, his Dhamma sermon ends, and we can conduct the Q&A as well. So let me now load on the video.
නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු වරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු වරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු වරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස අචරිත්වා බ්‍රහ්මචරියං අලද්ධා යොබ්බනේ ධනං Jinna Konjava Jhayanti Khina Macheva Pallaleti. Most Venerable Mahasangha and my dear Dhamma friends, at the very beginning, I pay homage to the chief incumbent of Buddhist Mahavihara, and also I show my gratitude to the organizing committee of Dhammadana series, including the coordinator, Mr. Leslie, for inviting me for today's Dhamma preaching. Today is a very special day for Sri Lankans and also for the other Buddhists around the world, because it is the Poson full moon Poya day. Arahat Maha Mahinda Thera brought Buddhism to Sri Lanka on a day like today, and we gracefully celebrate this day similar to the Vesak full moon Poya day, but unfortunately, because of the current situation of COVID-19 pandemic, nobody can celebrate the Poya day as we did previous years, but still we can lead the day improving or developing our spiritual progress. And also at the very beginning, we all wish, with the merits that we're gonna accumulate from this Dhamma discussion and Dhamma sharing, may all the human beings, including all the other beings in the universe, may get health, and may everybody be happy and find peace. My dear Dhamma friends, I have uttered a verse comes in Dhammapada. You can read it even in the screen. This Dhammapada verse simply about the regression. Why regression? How to avoid regression? How to earn happiness? Simply, this is the topic that I'm going to discuss today. And if I explain the meaning of the verse, it says, if someone does not spend his or her young age to accumulate enough wealth that can fulfill his needs, plus if that person does not engage in spiritual activities and does not want to improve spirituality, definitely will have to suffer at the end of the life or at the old age. I would like to make the topic into several parts, so then it is very easy for me to make you understand about this very important teaching of the Lord Buddha. My Dhamma friends, Buddhism never says that we should not lead a comfortable worldly life. We here, lay people. So it always advises you to earn enough wealth that can fulfill your basic needs, and also that make you empower to support others and also to accomplish your own duties. As lay people, you have many requirements in your day-to-day life, and also you need wealth. Simply you need to earn money to spend, and having financial freedom as a lay person is a comfort, and also it paves the way for you to improve your spirituality as lay people. So what is financial freedom comes in Buddhism as Athisukha. If you have earned wealth, then you can concentrate to the spiritual progress, as you are free from a lot of trials and tribulations in your day-to-day life. So I'm not going to talk about accumulating wealth anymore. As lay people, now you can understand your spiritual life and worldly life should be balanced in an equal way. So there are some people who are leading a lay life, who are having wives or husbands or children, and they sometimes, we see most of them, without accomplishing their own duties as a father or a breadwinner or a householder or a housewife or a child of beloved parents, without completing those duties, they try to become upasakas or upasikas, or try to be more spiritual. So that's why it's always advised to be balanced. And what is the spiritual progress mean? To develop your spirituality, you need not to go to an wild life, which means to wild and go and sit under a tree and meditate, or to become a monk suddenly. No, you need not to do that. While you are engaging in your household life and activities, still you can improve your or develop your spirituality. What is developing the spirituality? On the other words, if I explain it, if you can develop mindfulness, that means spirituality. So I'm not going to talk about accumulating wealth, as I have told you earlier, but I'm going to tell you about this spiritual progress and how to do it, and also how to maintain the happiness as lay people. Well, everybody is hunting happiness, right? So, but most of them do not find it. Have you found it? Then you may have a question, did Bhante find it? Well, I think I have a clue, I have a sense. Let me explain you. At the very beginning, we need to find out where we have to find it and why we lost it, right? Why we lost happiness. Or in other words, according to our topic, why we regret. Let me explain you. So the verse is directly talking about how to avoid future regressions, or what should we do today not to be worried at your old age. So before we're going to talk about the future regressions, we need to talk about the regressions that we have today. As I have told you, every human being, I'm not going to talk about the other beings, every single person without any difference, they regret. Some regret about their skin color, some regret about their education. People have many reasons. So, but when we carefully examine all those reasons, we can put all those reasons into three categories. Actually, all the reasons. If you are suffering or regretting about something in the past, that reason can be categorized into one of the followings. The very first thing is, if you are suffering from something that you have done in the past, or simply we can say, we suffer today because of a wrongdoing of ours in the past. You have done something wrong in the past to somebody or to yourself, and today you are regretting, oh my God, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Okay, that is regression. Why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. Doesn't your mind say this? So this is regression. This is one reason. You are worrying about something you have done in the past. And the second thing, you are worrying about something has happened to you. Someone had done something to you bad. So you are suffering because of that. And the third one is, you lost something. Maybe you didn't receive something inheritantly from your inherits, or by birth, or you lost one of your dears or nears, or your wealth, or else your money maybe. So the three reasons. What is the very first one? We suffer because we have done something wrong. We suffer today because somebody has done something wrong. And then what is the third one? That is, you regret about something you lost in the past. Before we gonna talk about the future regressions, or how to avoid the regressions that comes at your later part of your life, we will have to talk about how to free from or get rid of the present regressions about the past. Okay, so maybe you may think that you cannot stop regretting about the past, because the past is past and you cannot go back, and you cannot definitely undone what you have already done. That is true, my friend, but let me tell you, if you closely examine the Buddhist teaching, definitely there is a way, and also you have to be very wise and take your time to prevent the sufferings or the regression about the past, because of those three reasons I have told you. So nice, huh? But how? Well, understanding about the reality, only you can do this. Maybe you have done many wrong activities in your past life. Maybe many people have done to wrong things to you. And also maybe you lost many that made you happy. Maybe you have a few things around you to be happy. Let me tell you one thing. There is a great character comes in Buddhism as Angulimala Mahathera. I know you are well aware about that Arahatta. My Dhamma friends, how many people he killed? 999,000. No, more than that. More than 999. It's more than 1,000. At the very beginning, he was killing because he was advised by his teacher to kill 1,000 people as the offering. Okay. So he started killing, but he forgot, because he was highly depressed as he was killing people, and he forgot the number, and he could not prove that he killed. So then he started killing 1,000 from number one again, and then he cut one of the fingers of the dead body, and kept it somewhere that he can count. But later on, when he goes searching for the fingers and he could not find, and he forgot where he put them, as he was highly depressed, as I told. And also sometimes some animals have taken them gone and gone. So then he started from the beginning again and cut the fingers from the dead bodies and attached them to a necklace around his neck. And then now he had 999 fingers. So one shot. So he tried to, yes, murder or kill even his mother sometimes, and also tried to kill the Lord Buddha also. Just imagine, he killed more than 1000 people, but still he could get rid of the regression of the past. How nice. We never have done, none of us. I'm pretty sure that you never killed more than 1000 people. Right? Sometimes we can't kill even a mosquito. But still we suffer about the small things. When I say small things, Venerable Sir, Bhante, I have done something big. Maybe you can tell me a worse thing that you have done. No worries. Still you can get rid of that. Be careful. Listen very carefully. How? In the same way that Angulimala Mahathera has done. So Lord Buddha has said the other venerables, showing Angulimala Mahathera, he is just like a moon which makes the world brighter, came out of dark clouds. So in the same way, what is the dark cloud here is the unwholesome thoughts or negative thoughts or papa thoughts, we say, filled in our mind because of the wrong done of ours in the past. If you can close the door of the far past, you can still can be brighter, you can still can have a peaceful mind, a brightful mind, just like a moon came out of a dark cloud. If Angulimala can do this, why we can't? Then how? Well, there are some techniques comes in Buddhism. I'm not going to tell where, and I'm not going to tell it deeply, but I'm going to tell you how to do that. The very first thing is you need to understand about the function of your own mind. If you want to do something bad, if you want to do something unexpected, if you want to do something unwholesome, who suggests you to do that? So when I meet some young children, those who get addicted drugs, or those who have committed some mistakes, then I ask, who asked, why did you do this? Bhante, I was asked to do this. My friends forced to do this. Just imagine, you also have done something wrong in your past. Try to memorize something that you did bad. Who told you to do this? Nobody. There is a one person. Even though that young child told or says, Bhante, my friends told me to do that. That's why I did it. Even though they say their friends told them to do that, the final decision was taken by his own mind. His own mind told that. Like when we want to do something bad, there is a struggle ongoing in our mind, right? So somewhere in your mind says, don't do this, this is bad. But in somewhere in your mind says, no, 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 you can do it because many people do it, and it's okay, and yes, it is wrong, but it's okay, something like that. Reasoning. Your own mind give a lot of reasons for you to do that. So sometimes you win and you don't listen to your own mind, and because of the bad sequences that you will have to suffer in the future, and you don't do it. Then sometimes you lose the race or the fight and your mind wins. What I want to tell you here, if you have done something wrong in your past life, the ultimate decision was taken your mind, by your mind. And who blames you once you have done the wrong? Who blames you is still your own mind. My Dhamma friend, please understand this. Please understand this. Right? So by understanding what has happened, you can start improving your spirituality. Okay. So if you still regretting about something in the past, you cannot improve your spirituality. So you have to ease it. You have to seize it, and you have to stop it. To stop that, first you have to understand what actually has happened. Because your mind suggested you to do that. And you said no several times. But again, your mind forced you. I'm not going to tell you that you have to give the responsibility to your mind. But this is what has happened. Why I ask you to understand about your mind? Because Buddhism clearly says uncontrolled mind makes you a servant and let you and force you to do wrong. Uncontrolled mind. So if you have done something wrong in the past, or many, and if you are suffering about that today, it is because you have an uncontrolled mind, my Dhamma friend. So please understand this and try to control your mind. For that, first you have to understand who is your mind. It is not your friend. If you are suffering, your mind doesn't support you. So make it one of your friends. Make it your servant. Okay, not the master. How to do that? Well, it's very simple. At the very beginning, you need to understand, yeah, you have done something wrong, and today you are suffering about that. And stop suffering. And it is because of this situation of my mind. And understanding that you have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself. No one else. First, forgive yourself. So now once this preaching finished and you go and just looking at your mind and you're gonna forgive and then everything is okay. No, it doesn't happen like that way. It's not that easy. When you regret, when things come to your mind, you have to forgive all the time. And one more technique is, most of the time our mind reminds us what we have done bad, not the things that we have done good. Right? So yes, we have done something wrong in the past, but also we have done something good. Maybe there is a huge list of wrongdoings, but also if you are wise enough, you can remember there is a huge list of wholesome activities or the good activities that you have done in the past. So switch your mind from the bad memories to good memories. That is up to you. You have to train it. How? When negative feelings comes to your mind, try to find out something positive and then think of that. Try to concentrate it. When you train your mind to do that, definitely it will happen automatically. Okay. So this is the way you have to regret from the sufferings, or this is how you can get rid of from the regressions of the past. And one more thing, you need to stop what you are doing if it is something bad. Okay, so you have to forgive yourself, and also you have to promise yourself, I will never do that again which makes me unhappy, which makes me regret. Okay, so three things what you have to do. The very first thing is you have to forgive yourself. The second thing is definitely you have to switch your memories from wrongdoings to uh, good activities that you have done. The third one is you have to promise yourself that you would not continue those unwholesome activities. Okay, then how to avoid the regression we have today, because that we were suffered, or we were tortured, or somebody has done something wrong to us, and we will talk about that now. Okay, to avoid the regression of being hurt by others, what you have to practice is metta, loving kindness. So I'm not going to explain too much about this, because this is another teaching of the Buddhism which comes, and you may have enough experiences of doing this, also have enough listening of the teachings from several Bhantes from our own Dhammadana series of Buddhist Mahavihara. But simply I will tell you why we have to practice loving kindness or love those who hate us, right? People hate us, that's why they do something bad for us. And one day a young man came to me and asked, Venerable Sir, the same question. Why should I love or practice loving kindness towards a person who is not practicing loving kindness towards me, who shares hatreds with me? Why should I share loving kindness with him? And then I invite him to think twice and to think a few minutes about the situation of the person who is the envy of himself. The other person, he hates you because he doesn't have love to share with you. He has only hatreds. He got hatreds from the others. That's why he hates you. And when you hate somebody, when you filled with anger, are you happy or are you helpless? Definitely you are helpless and nobody to support you. So if someone comes and do something wrong to you and did something wrong to you, definitely he is also a helpless person. And only you know that he needs support, he needs love, he needs compassion. So as the followers of the great doctrine of the Lord Buddha, why we should give him hatreds when he needs love? So it makes you so great person. To become great, to become a peaceful person in your mind, definitely you have to practice metta. And also at the very beginning I told you, if you have done something wrong, you have to forgive yourself, right? You are ready to forgive yourself, right? But your mind doesn't. And then why can't you forgive the others? Forgive it and forget it. And the last one is how to stop the regression about what we don't have or about what we have lost. So let me tell you a very small story that I have experiencing nowadays with an adolescent small novice monk living in our temple. So in my temple there are a few novices who came from Nepal and Bangladesh, and their skin color is fair, not like mine. But there is a small novice from Sri Lanka whose skin color is also dark. He when he was around 12, 13, and he used to ask me all the time, Chief monk, he told me, Chief, is there any medicine or treatment that can make my skin quite fair? And I asked why. Because he was comparing, like we compare with others and we suffer. And I asked why. Actually, he was the only novice who is with a dark skin, but others are fair. So he was quite regretting about his skin. So that is something he lost, he think, right? He wasn't inherited a fair skin. But I told him, and I took some time, 1 to 3 years, and to make him understand that dark is also beautiful, right? Like most of the Sri Lankans are suffering of this problem that they have a dark skin and they are looking for a white skin, and it is a very good market in Sri Lanka. A lot of money in the industry of beauty. Meanwhile, I have my own experiences. People from Europe, they want to become brown or dark. You just see. So somewhere somebody is regretting, but when you are closely looking at the reason, it's nothing. Okay. So if you are suffering from something that you don't have, right? If you are unhappy about something that you don't have, please be wise enough to check how many things you have that can make you happy. So that is what I told my little novice. You are unhappy about your dark skin, but just look at your own face, how beautiful you are. Actually, he's a very cute little child. So he's very cute, and I took some photos and show him, see how beautiful you are in your own way. And also he has very beautiful double rows of teeth, very whitening. And I told him, look at your teeth, they are very beautiful. And then you see, he understood it. Yes, if you compare with someone else, you have a dark skin. But if you look at yourself, if you examine yourself, there is a lot that can make you happy, right? So try to understand a very small, this bit of masterpiece which comes in Buddhism. My Dhamma friends, when you start be unhappy with what you don't have, I'm repeating it again, when you are busy with being unhappy with what you don't have, definitely you lose the opportunity to be happy with what you have. Should I tell it again? When you are busy with being unhappy with what you don't have, you lose the opportunity to be happy with what you have, as that small little novice. He was very busy in his mind thinking about his dark skin, and he was busy with becoming unhappy. And he lost and he forgot to be happy about his cuteness, about his oriental double row of his teeth, whitening teeth. So not only that, he's a very clever kid. So, my Dhamma friends, we have a limited time period to live. If you count in numbers of the days, it's less than 30,000 days. Less than 30,000 days. And what we are doing from our young age till we die, we find a reason to become unhappy, and we are unhappy. We stay unhappy. And we never try to find a reason to be happy. Look at your around. Open your eyes. There is thousands of reasons that can make you happy. Stop comparing. Stop comparing. Okay. Stop thinking and regret about the past and practice how to forget the past as I have told you. So I think I believe you got the point. So this is how Arahat Angulimala has practiced and stopped suffering about his past. If he could do that, why we cannot do it? And if Buddhism or Lord Buddha has preached, then it is possible. So why don't we believe it? First believe it. First believe it. Be strong and also practice it. So if you can stop regretting about your past today, and automatically you can concentrate to improve or develop your spirituality, and now you have a peaceful mind so that you can accomplish your own needs. Okay, so then let's focus our attention to the direct teaching of the verse of Dhammapada, the topic of our preaching today. Okay, so I have explained what is the simple meaning of the verse at the very beginning, and I'm going to repeat it again. Those who do not earn enough wealth at their young age, plus those who do not engage in spiritual activities or develop the spirituality at their young age, they might suffer or regret at the old age. So when I preach this or explain this, if you're already an old person, you may think that you don't have time to practice the spirituality and make money again. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about the wealth anymore, because you know that I have already told, and that is another topic. But anyway, what is enough wealth mean here is the wealth that is needed to fulfill your basic needs, and also the wealth that are essential for you to accomplish your duties. Like maybe you have to look after your own children and pay the bills, like to buy a vehicle and to spend your leisure activities, many. Simply it is the financial freedom that helps us to lead a comfortable life as a lay person. So you need to have that. Like before you're gonna old, definitely you should have a plan, because most of the time when I advise the young children, I always advise them, there are more than 7 billion people on this earth, and majority of them are poor. But a few of them, actually a minority, not the majority, are billionaires. They have nothing to do, right? So I have heard that a billionaire is going to go to the space and he is creating his own spaceship, because he has more than enough wealth. So how they got this? It is because they have planned. They had dreams. If you don't have a dream, if you do not plan, and if you do not do what needed to be done, you cannot earn enough wealth, as we explained. So you need to dream about your future life if you're a young child, and if you are a family breadwinner or a householder, and you will have to have plan for that, and I'm not going to explain more about that. And Buddhism allows us to do that. Some criticizes Buddhism is a negative doctrine and it always asks us and forces us only for the spiritual path or spiritual path. No, it is not like that. So if you do not, Buddhism clearly says, if you do not have accumulated enough wealth, and if you do not accomplished your or fulfilled your own basic needs, and if you did not have financial freedom, I have explained in a way, I have explained, definitely you will have to regret at your old age. And also, equally, if you do not develop your spirituality at the end of the life or at the old age, definitely you will have to suffer. It's compulsory, it comes. So as I told, when I preach this, those who are old may think, I don't have time. So what is the old age here? Old age means, if you can listen to this preaching, if you can understand what I'm talking today right now, you are not old, my Dhamma friend. You are not old. So what is old age means here? We, all of us, one day will be in a situation in which we cannot even talk, cannot even read, cannot even stand by our feet. So we will have to lay on a bed, and others will have to wash us, feed us, and look after us. One day it may happen. That is coming. We have to accept it and expect it both. So that is called old age, and you can do nothing. Maybe you are 60 years old today, 90 years old today, but still you can hear me. Still you can hear me. Still you can understand me. Then start today. You are not too late. Okay, you are not too late. Whatever the age, whatever the time, if you heard this, start it from today. What you have to do is, if you have done something wrong, and stop doing all the wrongdoings, and please put your step right now immediately into the eightfold path or the path of Dhamma right now. Okay, so let me tell you one story and finish this preaching for today. When I was a young child at my home before I became a monk, my uncle used to, I have experiences, my uncle used to smoke nearly 50 cigarettes for one day. And even myself, I went to shop to buy him a cigarette. And when we were children, and there was not a rule that you cannot send your child to bring you cigarette. We could not buy alcohol, but we could easily buy cigarette at that time. But now you cannot send your child in Sri Lanka to buy a cigarette. So I know this personally, and he was, why people smoke to make themselves happy. And I remember that he also smoked to make himself happy, but he never was happy. In the same way, we all do something wrong to make us happy, but at the end of the day, we are not happy. But still we do the same wrong activity. See how foolish we are, right? We do the same wrong activity, believing that it will make us happy, but at the end of the day, at the end of the activity or the action, we suffer. But still we do the same. So in the same way, the uncle also was continuing it. And everyone, not only him, his wife, his children, everyone was unhappy about that wrong action. So recently I went to his home and I saw that he's not smoking anymore. And I asked, how come? How did you stop this? And he said one day his young child, who is about around 4 years old, um, me in the middle of a party, a function was happening in his home, reached his father and start giving him a lecture, just 4 years old, about the bad consequences of smoking. Maybe the little child was taught by his teacher at the school. And then he has listened to his child and stopped it from that day. You know, uh, the thing I want to highlight here is he was smoking more than 20 years. That's what he said. He was smoking more than 20 years. And from the moment he took a decision, it was not a simple decision to stop smoking. If you are an addictor, you know that. From the moment he took the decision that I would never smoke again, he told me that he was so happy. He was so happy. So the same thing I am telling you. Doesn't matter how old you are today, and if you can stop an action you are continuously doing which is not good, if you can stop it today, stop means stop, right? You are not doing it again. If you can stop that but today itself, and you can find happiness, you can find happiness. I think you got my point. So my Dhamma friends, not to be worried, to be happy, not to be regret, to find peace. Definitely you have to stop comparing. Definitely you have to stop continuous wrongdoings you are doing. Definitely you have to stop deep probing in your past and find the bitter memories. Instead, try to find something that makes you happy, and always try to avoid the actions that will make you cry. So that is what Buddhism says. If you're crying today, if you're unhappy today, it is because of something you have done wrong in the past. And if you want not to be worried in the future, and if you want to be happy and feel the peacefulness in your mind in the future, and stop engaging in unwholesome activities, and also develop your spirituality, mindfulness. So I invite all of you, go back to your day-to-day life from this preaching, and at least to change a bit of your way of life and practice this beautiful doctrine and beautiful way of teaching of the Lord Buddha. And I would like to invite Mr. Leslie now to go for the Q&A session. Till then, I wish all of you be happy and find the best way to be free from the regressions.
We're also very lucky because has joined us here at the studio. I'd like to invite Bante to join us. Good evening, Bante.
Good evening, and at the very beginning, I have to tell you that we tried our best to do this live, but because of the situation of Sri Lanka today and a couple of days ago, also we tried. So that's why we have this in this way, and still we are lucky that I come.
Yeah, your internet connection is still very poor. We understand that, Bante, but at least we managed to get the sermon done this evening without having to cancel it this time.
Yeah, I hope you hear me.
Yeah, I hear you. But it's
Oh,
coming in spurts. It's coming in spurts, Bante.
okay. So this is the best.
Yeah. So we won't be able to do a Q&A, I think, this evening. Bhante, can we try to do the Anumodana instead?
Okay. Okay, everyone, I believe that you could hear the Dhamma sermon and take something out of that, uh, irrespective of the technical issues. And with the merits that we have accumulated from Dhamma sharing, preaching, and also uh, inviting for the monks and inviting for the Dhamma friends to listen to that. And we all together have accumulated some merits, and the very beginning we wish that, and also we transfer these merits to those who have already gone, our beloved parents, and also Venerable Mahasangha who have passed away, and also the other relatives, and also all the other beings, including the divines and also other beings. Plus the chief incumbent of Buddhist Mahavihara, and also the Mahasangha, including all the Mahasangha coming for the Dhammadana series, and also the members of the Buddhist Society of Buddhist Mahavihara, Mr. Leslie, and all the other officers. Also, the Dhamma friends who listen to the sharing today, and also your nears and dears, and all the human beings, and all the other beings may get healthy and be happy and find peace, and may everyone attain Nibbana. Everybody may have the triple gem blessings. Let's transfer the merits to our dears and nears who have passed away, and also the divines. Akasattaha cha bhummatta devanaga mahidhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu loka sasanang chirang rakhantu desanang chirang rakhantu mang parang idam me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idam me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idam me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo sukhi dighayuko bhava. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bhante. So finally, we managed to get this done today. Even though with a lot of hardships, as you know, this afternoon we were struggling with the video, but finally we got that done. So, on behalf of the Committee of Management and the monks of the Buddhist Mahavihara, let me take this opportunity to thank Bhante for sparing your time. I know you're busy at the university.
Yes.
And also to our sponsors this evening, thank you for sponsoring this evening's Dhamma sharing with Bhante Gnanawasa. And also to all our viewers, we had quite a number of viewers. I think because today was Poson, so I think that's why we have quite a number of viewers as well here on our Facebook page, listening to us on both the Facebook pages. And with that, we've come to the end of this evening's Dhamma sharing. So let me take this opportunity to wish everyone a pleasant evening and a good night. Sadhu.